The devastation from Friday's earthquake and deadly tsunami is clear here in the city of Sendai. Now, we're quite close to the port here, maybe half a mile away, and you can see how far the mangled mess of these cars has actually been flung. You can feel the weight and the force of the water. And all the way up here, you can see cars that have just been flipped over onto their head. They've been wrapped around electricity pylons. Further down towards the port, you can actually see full-size trucks that have been smashed against buildings. Now, notably, the buildings themselves are still standing, but the devastation is pretty clear to see, and debris all across the tarmac here. Now, the reason we're not going further down into the port itself is because there's been at least 2 tsunami warnings. This is just in the last hour alone. You can see this is obviously from the earthquake itself. There's a lot of cracks in the road around this particular area. Now, people have been streaming away from this area. As I say, there have been 2 more tsunami warnings. Obviously, aftershocks are triggering these warnings. The police are moving people away. They don't want to take any chances. And you can see in the distance here this very thick black plume of smoke. Now, we understand from locals this is from a petrochemical installation. We've been here for maybe an hour, and it does to us look as though it's burning even more ferociously now than when we first got here. And we understand from locals that it's very difficult for the search and rescue teams and the emergency teams to get close enough to that particular incident to even be able to try and put it out. So this is a very quiet area at this point. As I say, people have been moving out the whole time. As we drove into the city of Sendai, there was a long queue of people trying to get out of the city. But bizarrely, when you drove through, it didn't feel like very much had changed in the city itself. It seemed normal until you turned a corner and then you saw 100 cars queuing to get petrol, waiting an hour to just be allowed 10 litres of gasoline. You turned another corner and then there was 100 people queuing for just the one grocery store in the town that was open. Another corner was turned around and then you saw another 100 people waiting for a drugstore. There is very little electricity. There's very little mobile connection here, so many people are just trying to get out. Paula Hancock, CNN, Sendai.